Welcome to the UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold. Brought to you by our team UB partners, New Era Cap, Nike, AdPro Sports, WGRZ Channel 2, Pepsi, and in part by Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill, Kegworks, Mass Mutual Financial, and A-Turf.
And good evening once again from Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill on Transit Road. Thanks for joining us for the UB Football Insider with Bulls head coach Lance Leipold. My name is Howard Simon, and we appreciate you spending some time with us. And we're going to spend a half hour talking football with the head coach of the Bulls. Huge game coming up Saturday as UB takes on Bowling Green. We'll be talking about that. The Bulls opening up the MAC schedule. Big game. KC and the Sunshine Band showing up, performing before the game. Finally, they brought in a band I've heard of, which is good. And if you'd like to get tickets, call the UB ticket office. You can order online at ubbulls.com or call the ticket office 1-877-UB there. Good evening, Coach Leipold. How are you?
Good evening, Howard. How are you?
I'm good. I'm getting excited because there's a rumor floating around that you and the rest of the coaches will be wearing leisure suits with the big shoes and the crazy hair to honor disco, since KC and the Sunshine Band is performing Saturday.
I don't know about the crazy hair.
Okay.
The light blue leisure suit has
you got
been.
That?
Yeah, it's dusted off, pulled it out.
Don't make fun of that. I had one of those.
So did I. I did.
The big collar, the big lapel.
With the shiny shirts, right?
I had that, yeah.
But, and I did have the big heels at one time, too, I think, if they were big.
You probably still fit into yours. No. I've put on a few pounds. I don't think I would fit in the old blue
I don't think I do
suit.
either.
You're going to go with the regular look on the sideline?
I'll probably have to.
All right. We have a lot to get to in terms of Bowling Green, but I do want to talk about Nevada. The Bulls dropping a tough one to Nevada, 24-21, 2-2 through the non-conference portion of the schedule. A game that, there were some big plays that you gave up, but your defense came back and played strong. Your offense got back in the game. It's right there for the taking in the second half. We just weren't able to finish. Just give me, I guess, first off, your general assessment of the game against the Wolfpack.
Well, I think you kind of hit it on, especially early on, we were able to get off to a good start. I think Joe Licata bounced back from maybe an off week down in Florida. We were able to get our guest here to my right, Matt Weiser, into the game plan and get him going early and probably had his best day. And things were moving well. Defensively, gave up some big plays in the first half. And it's just a matter of, they motion some things, widen us in some areas, another guy not getting in a gap, and all of a sudden, boom, you're giving up some big things. But I thought we settled down in the second half defensively, put ourselves in position to have the ball twice, down 3, and that's about what we could ask for. Unfortunately, a couple untimely turnovers.
I want to ask you about the defense in the second half. A lot of times in football, Lance, pro, college, high school, doesn't matter. We talk about adjustments. When something happens in one half and it looks better in the second half. Now, first half against Nevada, they ran for about 200 yards. Second half, you really shut them down. 27 carries, 87 yards, which is not much. Statistically, this season, the UB defense allows an average of 217 in the first half, 150 in the second half. Is there something to adjustments, or what are you doing at halftime or in-game that could change something in the second half?
Well, I think there's some reasons to each one of those. Some I don't want to really say over the air.
Yeah.
But I think the one that really, Brian Borland, I've been with Brian now for nine seasons. I think he does a great job of collecting information at halftime when the defensive staff gets together and they talk about some things, and I think he has a pretty good handle on how the opposition is really going about attacking us. And sometimes that's the chess game of football, that it takes a quarter and a half to see what that team is going to do to attack you. And now it's kind of like it's counterattack, and I think Brian's done a nice job with that and using our personnel really well.
Can you do the same thing offensively? Do you do similar adjustments?
Yeah, you try to. There's certain things in your game plan that you've practiced, though. There's not like you can go in there and ask guys to all of a sudden do a bunch of plays that they haven't done before. You have to try to stay within that game plan, modify some things, and, of course, take what's going to use, working the best and keep utilizing it.
One of the guys on defense I want to ask you about, we've brought him up before, is Boise Ross. He broke up 4 more passes in the game against Nevada. He's now leading the country with 12 passes defended. And I just would – what stands out about him? Because, I was going to answer the question with my own answer. I'll let you do that. What stands out about Boise Ross, and why is he so successful at breaking up plays?
Well, besides this play, I think something that you and I could probably relate to is his hair. That would be one thing that would stand out.
I wouldn't mind if he could spare some of it. I could use it. Winter's coming up.
Yeah, I would say. But no, the one great quality for a corner besides athleticism is confidence and a short memory. And I think he's a great one that he'll take a chance. He's going to make plays, and if something doesn't go, he bounces right back up and makes another one. The other thing that I've noticed he does a really good job of, and you see it more and more being coached and taught in football, is he does a real good job of when he goes in to break up passes and making sure he gets his hands up in between the receiver's hands and gets his hand in there and gets his hands on a lot of balls. That's why he has so many pass breakups.
Do you think how much does it help, the fact that he was a receiver and was converted to cornerback? I mean, does it give him a little extra knowledge, and does that help him in that position?
Absolutely. I think, besides that and then reversing it, what he's been taught, but when you watch, whether hips drop in a route or shoulders come up, it's a lot of different things, or breaking points when guys start widening or by alignment, a lot of little things that I think he knew naturally that he can kind of anticipate and does a great job of it.
How important was it you mentioned this a moment ago, for Joe Licata to have that bounce-back game? I know there are a couple throws he'd like to have back, but he had a tough game against Florida Atlantic and came back and looked good throwing the ball again against Nevada.
Yeah, and Joe has a lot of pride. We know what he's done for this program, what he'll continue to do, and I think he attacked the week in the right way, and he did it in a professional way, and like a man, knew he didn't play well and didn't make any excuses, went and got better. And I think we did a great job with game plan, getting Matt and Ron really involved, and the amount of snaps that those three have had together to work builds confidence, and again, they all had excellent days.
First time in school history, two different receivers had 10 catches in the same game. Matt's going to join us in the second segment, as you mentioned. Ron Willoughby, the other. I want to ask you about freshmen, playing freshmen. Some coaches are hesitant to do that with true freshmen. They don't want to burn the redshirt year, or they're just worried about playing young guys. You had, on Saturday, you played 7 true freshmen, 8 redshirt freshmen, and I believe there was at least one play on defense where the entire defensive line were freshmen at the same time on the same play out on the field. Did they earn that playing time? Are you trying to give them experience? What's the thought process behind playing all the freshmen?
Well, they definitely have earned it, and especially at that defensive line position. I think we've talked about it before, is that the ability to rotate and keep players fresh. But Duke Wong was the latest to kind of lose his redshirt year, and we played him, and he played well, and he'll continue to get reps. He was slowed in camp by an injury, but as we told this senior group, and we talked about Matt coming on here shortly, is that we're going to play this year to win. This isn't like we're going to wait to year 5 and then stack a bunch of talent. Is that we're going to play the best players. It creates competition. Ideally, we hope to be at a day when the whole freshman class will be redshirted, and they could have that full year of development, acclimating to college and the academic scene of it, develop more in the weight room. But right now, we want competition. We think it's healthy in the program, and we're going to reward anyone who's ready to play.
Non-conference portion of the schedule is done. Now it's MAC play from here on out. 2-2 after the non-conference. How do you feel about your team where they are right now?
Well, we talked in our meeting today. We had somebody gave me some research. There are 70 other FBS football programs right now that have 2 or more losses out of 128. So there's a lot of football to be played. If we look at our 2 losses, we can see there's opportunities. We've just got to find a way to eliminate those timely miscues that have happened, and that's a sign maybe of a transition, of getting used to things. We've got to find a way to get ourselves over the hump. Would I love to be 4-0? Absolutely. Am I satisfied? Not at all, but at the same time, I like where we're heading.
Lance Sear, UB Football Insider, and when we get back, it was an historical day on Saturday against Nevada for senior tight end Matt Weiser. He's going to join us next. We'll also be talking about the big matchup against Bowling Green on Saturday. We're live at Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill on Transit Road. It's the UB Bulls Football Insider with Lance Leipold on ESPN 1520.
Join us at Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill. Hey, it's Paul Santora letting you know we have 2 great locations. One on Millersport Highway next to the Marriott, one on Transit Road next to Transit Lanes. We've got 60 taps, 66 TVs. All of our food is made to order with the freshest and most natural ingredients. Both locations have live music, Millersport on Friday, Transit Friday and Saturday night. There's no better place to enjoy football and hockey with great drink and food specials for every game. Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill since 1927. 4 generations strong, the only family to say we are the original. Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill. Great food, great people, great beer.
From youth sports to the NFL, A-Turf synthetic grass fields are helping athletes have fun and perform at their peak. More than 30 Western New York schools and over 400 schools nationwide call A-Turf their home field. It's what the UB Bulls play on and the Buffalo Bills too. A-Turf Titan has the highest safety rating and the longest warranty. A-Turf, optimal performance for athletes, superior value for owners. Learn more at aturf.com.
Hello, this is that Kegworks guy for the Kegworks store. Are you sick of that neighbor throwing the best party every year? We have everything you need to kick that guy's party right in the you-know-whats. From an extensive line of Jell-O shot supplies to keg pumps, premium cocktail mixers, beer pong tables, and so much more. So get to the Kegworks store at 1460 Military Road in Kenmore, just south of Sheridan. Until next time, this is that Kegworks guy reminding you, go to the Kegworks store.
Napa know-how!
Few things in life are as annoying as bad wiper blades. Good thing Napa's got 50% off Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. That's 50% off, plus a $10 Visa gift card by mail when you buy a pair. New Rain-X blades means a lot less. Conquer the job with Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 9/30/15.
This is Buffalo's home for UB football all season long on ESPN 1520.
Welcome back. It is the UB Insider, Football Insider with Lance Leipold, and we are at Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill. We're here every Monday night at 6. We invite you to come on down, have some great food, meet Lance, have a great time with us talking UB football. Join us here next Monday night at 6, and head out to the stadium Saturday, 3:30. UB opens the MAC schedule with Bowling Green. Could be a big-time shootout. Arrive early, enjoy a fun-packed day for the whole family. Enjoy the tailgate concert, KC and the Sunshine Band. For tickets, call the UB ticket office, 1-877-UB there, or order online at ubulls.com. We'll see if we have time before the show is over how many KC and the Sunshine Band songs Lance and I can come up with. There's a whole bunch. I'll get you a CD. We are joined by senior Matt Weiser. Lance, why don't you welcome to the show, first of all, Matt.
Thank you.
And I'll let you introduce Matt and maybe even get in the first question if you'd like.
Well, wow.
Really
That's good though.
What is this?
Like
How many shows is this now? Four show? So
Four,
I figure
five.
you're
We
comfortable
got
enough now. You're advanced.
Okay.
He's a communications major. He can handle it. So, I just test your skills here.
Well, Matt Weiser, senior tight end from Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir.
And, when you come in, I guess before I even get into a question, when you come into a new situation like we did as a staff, and you have a Joe Licata, a Tony Daniel, Ron Willoughby, Matt Weiser, you find you have quality young men who are all about the college, the total student-athlete experience. They've taken care of their academics. They're leaders. They're involved in the community. They're doing everything. It's really a coach's dream that you could come in with these guys as your upperclassmen to help this transition go the way it is. And then you have a chance to see him play on Saturday. Finally have a chance to really get, we've lost, Mason Treck's been out the last 2 games. Really put a workload on Matt. Played about over 75 snaps. For him to do what he did on Saturday was just remarkable.
And he set a record. I don't know if you guys both know this, but Matt, now the 10-catch, 131-yard game, most catches and receiving yards in a game by a tight end in school history. Did you know that?
I didn't until they told me after.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
We were talking in the break about, Lance was mentioning, the senior class and telling you guys, we're here to win now. We're not here for a long-term plan. I've talked to him about winning the players over, getting their trust. As a senior, what was it like when, Lance first came in and talked to you guys, and what grabbed you? What stood out as the coaches try and earn that trust from the senior class, which is really important?
Yeah, trust is definitely important, and I think it was obvious when Coach Leipold came in and talked to us just how much he cared about us. He came in, he gave us his background. I mean, obviously his record speaks for itself at Whitewater, but more than that, he's just such a personable coach. He's there for you. He wants you to come talk to him. I mean, he's opened his door to us. He said, if you ever have any question, any problem, come talk to me. I'm sitting in my office. I'll be here to listen. So he just made it known that he's there for us, and that as a player, that's really comforting to know that your coach is there for you no matter what.
We've spent a lot of time with Lance talking about the scheme change on defense. How is the offense different this year for you guys?
You know, I don't think it's too much different, but offense is offense. You know, you throw the ball, you run the ball. But, you know, we just have so many options with our talent. You know, we've got great receivers, great running backs. Obviously, Joe standing behind a great offensive line. So we just have a lot of options that we're able to go to and utilize.
But the tight ends seem more involved. Statistically, the numbers are better than they have ever been. They do seem more involved or have a bigger role in this offense.
Yeah, definitely. Coach K talks about having a balanced offensive attack and how he thinks that the tight end position is a position that can really change the game. So he definitely utilizes us and tries to get us more involved in run game and pass game.
What's that like, Lance? You have all these weapons. You have the tight ends. You have the wide receivers. You have, you know, really good running backs as well. I guess it's the old good problem to have. But what do you and Andy think about in terms of how do you go about getting everybody involved?
Well, that's part about being as multiple as we can be, and the run-pass options that are incorporated with many of our play calls throughout the game give us the opportunity to be in the, you know, what hopefully will be the right situation. But it was evident to us as we got out of, you know, really halfway through spring ball that we had an advantage athletically at the tight end position. We could create matchups. A lot of times when you have two tight ends in the game, when you're playing that way, you know, and these guys both, Matt and Mason, have the ability to split out. They can line up in the backfield. They can motion. They can do it, and they're, you know, the mental part, the cerebral part of things, of motioning and shifting and executing, they can handle. So it gives you so many more options to put a stress on a defense.
You obviously, you can see the chemistry you have with Joe Licata. How important how do you build, I guess, that chemistry, and how important is that chemistry between yourself, Mason, for that matter, the tight ends and the quarterback?
You know, it's huge. A lot of people talk about Joe and Ron being roommates and how that's helped their connection.
Yeah.
But as a senior with Joe, we've all built that connection. You know, we hang out on Sundays and watch the NFL. We do everything together. We're just a couple guys that like to hang out and just be guys in college. So just that connection of being friends, it transitions to the field. You're just comfortable. You can understand each other, and you know this is year 5 for us together. Yep. So you know how each other plays on the field.
The off-field helps too. If you hang out off the field, do you think it can pay off when it comes to X's and O's and performing on the field?
Definitely. I mean, when we're watching football, we're talking about football too. So I mean, everything we do, it goes back to just being together, getting to know each other, being comfortable, and that transitions to the field. You are a senior. Do you think at all? I always. It's interesting to hear seniors over the years as the games go off the schedule and they know, my goodness, I'm getting to the end here. Do you, as each game goes by, do you ever think about any of that stuff, or will that just not hit you until maybe the last game of the season? No, you think about it because you just think it's one less opportunity you get to play the game that you love. So you're definitely thinking about it, but more often than not, you're thinking about what you have to do to get the win. Now, you're very good in terms of academics, academic all-MAC, majored in communications. How do you balance the schoolwork and football? There's a big commitment to getting your work done, obviously, but then you got practice and you're looking at film and you got games and you got all that work. How do you balance all that stuff out? It's all about time management. Not easy to do, but it's something that you have to figure out, you know, whether you have class in the morning or class at night after practice, you work the things in that you need to do. We've got a system called Galaxy that lets us watch film on our own computers through the internet, so that helps us so we don't have to go into the film room to watch film. We can watch it in between breaks we have during the day. So it's all about time management and finding ways that make it work for you. You're smiling there. He said he was watching film. That's got to make it feel good. That's good. Communications major. So beyond UB, what are you going to do with your life? What's the plan? You know, we still got to figure that out completely. But I think I'd like to work within college athletics. My opportunity and my time here, it's been a blessing, and I've had a great time. So I think I would enjoy giving back to other student athletes. I just want to give a heads up. John Fuller and Brian Wolf are here from the Athletic Communications Department. He's basically gunning for your job. Just so you know. I would never do that.
What did you say? Did you say anybody could do that? I didn't quite hear that part.
No, I would never do that. They've been great. John and Wolfie have been great. So.
Now, you're a Pennsylvania guy.
Yes.
Eagles fan?
Eagles, yep.
Okay.
Eagles.
Nice
fan.
win over the Jets. Things weren't looking that good for the Eagles first couple games.
You know, they're hard to read. They're a hard team to read, so we'll see what happens.
Well, listen, we appreciate you stopping by. Congratulations on the historic day against Nevada. Good luck against Bowling Green and the MAC schedule.
Thank you very much.
We will talk about the Falcons, a big challenge coming up for UB on Saturday. Lance, we'll talk about that when we return. UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold from Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill on Transit Road on ESPN 1520.
Don't miss all the fanfare at UB Stadium on October 3rd when the Bulls host MAC rival Bowling Green for their annual homecoming game. Fans be sure to arrive early for Stampede Square and a tailgate concert by KC and the Sunshine Band. It's a fun-filled day the whole family is sure to enjoy. Kickoff is at 3:30 p.m., but the excitement starts at 12:30. Live for game day. It's big-time entertainment you won't want to miss. For tickets, call 877-UB-THERE or visit ubbulls.com.
Join us at Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill. Hey, it's Paul Santora letting you know we have two great locations. One on Millersport Highway next to the Marriott, one on Transit Road next to Transit Lanes. We've got 60 taps, 66 TVs. All of our food is made to order with the freshest and most natural ingredients. Both locations have live music, Millersport on Friday, Transit Friday and Saturday night. There's no better place to enjoy football and hockey with great drink and food specials for every game. Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill since 1927. 4 generations strong, the only family to say we are the original. Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill. Great food, great people, great beer.
Napa know-how. Few things in life are as annoying as bad wiper blades. Good thing Napa's got 50% off Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. That's 50% off, plus a $10 Visa gift card by mail when you buy a pair. New Rain-X blades means a lot less. Conquer the job with Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 9/30/15.
Hello, this is that Kegworks guy for the Kegworks store. Are you sick of that neighbor throwing the best party every year? We have everything you need to kick that guy's party right in the you-know-whats. From an extensive line of Jell-O shot supplies to keg pumps, premium cocktail mixers, beer pong tables, and so much more. So get to the Kegworks store at 1460 Military Road in Kenmore, just south of Sheridan. Until next time, this is that Kegworks guy reminding you, go to the Kegworks store.
This is Buffalo's home for UB football all season long on ESPN 1520.
Welcome back to Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill on Transit Road. It is the UB Bulls Football Insider. My name is Howard Simon, here with Bulls head coach Lance Leipold. Bowling Green MAC play starts Saturday. This one's going to be a doozy. 3:30 game, ESPN 1520, Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. You're going to want to get your tickets to be there, 877-UB-THERE, or you can order online at ubbulls.com. And you can get out there early because the tailgate concert is KC and the Sunshine Band, your favorite KC and the Sunshine Band song. You're going to go with That's the Way I Like It? Is that what you decided to go with?
That's what it was.
You're not really a big shake your booty kind of guy. You're going to go with, okay.
I think that was yours.
Well, I was Get Down Tonight. There's a lot
Get
of them.
Down. Wolfie, I think, was Get Down.
He's more of a Get Down. He wasn't even born when they were performing. I don't even know if he knows who KC and the Sunshine Band is. There is a huge football game on tap on Sunday. Big game as you open up with Bowling Green. Boy, Lance, you look at their schedule. Man, Tennessee, Memphis, Purdue, and Maryland, and they won 2 road games against the Big Ten. That's a pretty impressive non-conference schedule.
Yeah, I think if you look at anyone across the country at, in our group of 5 type conference schools, they probably played the most challenging non-conference schedule for 4 games, but and they held their own. And they're very explosive.
Yep.
It's not going to be worried about how many yards they have for the game. It's going to be make sure we just keep them out of the end zone. And that's point of emphasis we've been talking about is, they do what they do. They do it well. They run the Baylor-type offense, and they're going to get a lot of plays run, and that's part of what they're about. We just got to find a way to make sure that we get stops when we need them, rally to the ball well, tackle well, create some turnovers. But, they've had one game of 100 snaps, another game of 112 offensive snaps.
Well, they averaged 90 snaps. That's a lot of snaps. And you mentioned the head coach was on Art Briles' staff. So if they're going to play that, 1,000% crazy up-tempo, no-huddle game, how do you try and handle that defensively at that tempo?
Well, you got to get your calls in early, and what it does a lot of times, too, it makes you play base defense.
Yep.
And but you've got to make sure that if you are going to try to disguise some things, that you just can't line up. You just can't line up in one thing all day long, and some of the teams that they played did play like a lot of man and just go, we have to try to mix things up. We have to make sure when we substitute wisely, like on our hash and the near hash, things like that. And we're going to have to find a way to get some pressure on the quarterback.
Do you ever, from a fan standpoint, this game could be in the 30s, 40s, and be wildly entertaining, which I know is probably nightmares for coaches. Coaches never like high-scoring games. Baseball, hockey, football, doesn't matter. Would you actually go to the office and say, hey, fellas, I may need you to get into the 40s on this one?
Well, and Matt can attest to this. We talked about it earlier during camp, and that's why to me this game is special because, you have defensive players, you have offensive players, but yet you're a team. Yep. And there's going to be a game where if we only can get 6 points, defense better hold them to 3 or less. And if there's a day where somebody's scoring 40 or 50, we better find a way to score 50 or 60.
What kind of challenge? Their quarterback, Matt Johnson, I was looking at his numbers. He's averaging 442 passing yards a game.
Leading the country.
That's pretty good. 13 touchdowns, only 2 picks. What kind of challenge does a guy like that provide for your defense?
A huge challenge, just on numbers. The other thing he's doing pretty well is when something's not there, he'll scramble for a first down. So, again, keeping leverage, doing the right things, hurrying throws, all those type things can make a difference.
Their number one target, Roger Lewis, wide receiver, 30 catches, 559 yards, 5 touchdowns. What's your philosophy when there's a guy like that good and a number one guy? Do you shadow a guy like that? Do you just line up your guys left and right and deal with it, whatever? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, just the way they move, you're going to have to pretty much play, the regular positions. And what they do such a great job of is spreading you out and lining guys up in different areas to get them the ball. They're going to bunch guys together. They're going to stack them together. They're going to spread all 5 out. You're going to see a lot of different empty formations throughout the day.
Well, it should be fun. It should be entertaining. We wish you the best of success on Saturday.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We will see you here Monday night next week to talk about it.
Sounds good.
All right, good luck. Thanks, Lance.
All right, and if you get up on stage
with Casey,
let me know.
I could
that little phone thing that they're using here tonight. The video.
You want the video of it?
Yeah, let's make sure we get.
I don't want to embarrass the guys. I could probably belt out a couple songs.
There's no doubt that I think you could do that.
At least the chorus, anyway.
Right.
My boogie shoes. I'll work on it. I'll let you know. Yeah, I don't sing really good.
That's all right.
All right, Matt Weiser and Lance Leipold joining us here. We're back next Monday night. You can join us too. 6 o'clock, Santora's Pizza Pub and Grill on Transit Road. Again, UB Bowling Green Saturday at 3:30 at the stadium. You can get tickets by calling 877-UB there or purchase them online at ubbulls.com. For Lance, I'm Howard. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week here on ESPN 1520.